You're listening to the Reachcast Show, your weekly stop for the latest and greatest in the PlanetSide 2 universe and its community.
What's up, everybody? It's January 13th. You're listening to episode 68 of the Reachcast Show. Proud members of AGN and Podcast Networks. I'm your host, Adam, a.k.a. Torkz. As always, with me tonight is my boy returning from the hospital, Noxx.
I forgot what we're doing.
Oh.
It's been too long.
It's only been 2 weeks.
It feels like it's been a fucking eternity.
Right off the bat.
Yep, just for you.
Thanks a lot,
just
asshole.
for you.
You realize we had a 100% clean show last week?
You did. Thank you, Wrel, by the way.
Just ruined it.
Adam didn't have to do any editing.
I had to do a single edit. Now I'm starting out right out of the gate. Thanks. And then, as always, we have Mark, a.k.a. Deringer.
Hello, everybody.
We have a special guest with us tonight, Shock FC from Future Crew.
Yellow.
This week we are brought to you by doctors, according to Noxx, and also by great listeners like you. Support us at reachcastshow.com.
Doctors are why I'm not deformed.
Yeah, why your whole face isn't slacked. So that's great. So, this week we have patch notes. We have tons of community stuff. We have a couple good calls. That said, let's get to the player interrogation.
Listen, you are going to tell us everything we want to know.
Okay.
Now you are involved in the Reachcast interrogations.
All right. For those of you that haven't, that bumper every time. So Shock, this is your time to tell us all about where you started in PlanetSide, what you do now. Tell us about Future Crew. Tell us about what your aspirations are, your life dreams. Last week, we learned that Wrel is a huge breakdancing guy. I never knew that. So you got to top the fact that you're a breakdancing master.
I think I might. We'll see.
Oh, no.
Nice. Yes.
So I started PlanetSide back in, 2003 in the beta. It was actually my brother-in-law was a beta member, and I just kind of used his account for a while. Got hooked. Started on the Emerald server, or Conriad server. That's a long time ago. And then it merged into Emerald, and from there I actually moved to Markov, to Vanu. I was originally a TR. I moved to Vanu in 05, and then pretty much joined Future Crew and didn't look back from there. I became the outfit leader in 2006 from Future Crew. So it's been a while. We've played a lot of games together. We've done a lot of stuff. So we're at the point where, we're competitive. We're one of the top outfits in the game, which it's a cool position to be in. So I'm just glad to be on the show. And then as far as myself to top Wrel, I suppose I used to be a performance juggler back in, when I was 12 to 18 years old. I would go on tours around the country and perform. So I can actually juggle extremely well.
So you worked in a circus?
Yeah, kind of like torches.
Damn.
I assume that was
knives.
That was code for some kind of porn.
It is.
What? What? Where does that direction come from?
Well, he said he was going to beat Wrel.
But it's a little creepy since I was under the age of 18.
Yeah, it's aside from what Mark said.
That just means you're in high demand.
Sure.
Oh man. No, Mark, come on. All right. Aside from what Mark said, that's I think you've qualified to beat Wrel this week. Sorry, Wrel. That does top. That tops Wrel this week. We're gonna have to get somebody next week that maybe wrestled sharks for a living, maybe before they started this.
Sharks.
I don't know.
I'm sure Scourge did something like that.
We don't have a guest for next week, so shark wrestlers.
I'll look
tell
for
us about it.
Steve Irwin's ghost for next week.
I once wrestled a bar.
All right, on to batch updates.
I'm going to get these mosquitoes in the air and rain down some hellfires on those foods. Oh no! What the fuck? I should have listened to the Reachcast patch notes.
All right.
Knock it out of the park there, Tom.
Some patch updates. They fixed server crash things, rotated the warp gates counterclockwise, ended the snowman holiday event, I guess. Fixed the
Correct.
mouse sensitivity hitch when entering iron sights, and 3 new player studio helmets were added, which I have no clue about.
Why the pause dramatic lead up in this?
It was 3 new helmets per faction.
And
FYI.
I heard that they added a launch pad to a base. I don't know which base. Mark deleted it from the notes. This important information.
Nice. Also, something that wasn't mentioned in this: the community clash decals went in this patch. They're ready to be deployed to outfits whenever the season's done. So that also went in. I don't think it was mentioned in the patch notes, though.
No, it wasn't.
That said,
I don't see anything about this launch pad in these notes.
I said it was
You a
stairs.
liar.
I said it was stairs.
You're a liar.
all right. Now, on to community briefing. Going through this quick.
Attention, soldiers! Get your butts in here for this week's community briefing.
All right, first up this week on the community briefing, we're going to talk about the first command center of 2014. Did anybody else get a chance to see this, or was I the only one?
No.
Didn't see it.
If anything, go just watch the first 30 seconds of it, just to see the enormous gold watch that T-Ray is wearing. If he was to hit somebody with that thing, he would kill them. It is so big on his hand, on his wrist.
It's like a championship belt or something
Totally
like around his wrist.
Gold camo option is what he got on that ring. It is pimped out like you wouldn't believe it, and it is enormous. I thought he was going to crack the glass
I'm
table with
seeing
it.
it right now. It's like as big as his hand.
Am I wrong? It's huge.
It's bigger than his ear.
It definitely is.
My God. All right.
Their special guest on the couch this week was Kid Riot, who Higby immediately described as looking like a creepy homeless dude, and that T-Ray said looked like Pepe Le Pew.
Classy.
Pepe Le Pew. That's
Pepe
an
Le
interesting
Pew.
analogy to draw there.
And Kid Riot was good to pimp his upcoming All-Star game. Shock, did you participate in the All-Star game?
Yeah, I was the captain of the U.S. team.
See, that was a little segue, so you could say that you were the
Oh,
captain.
sorry. I mean, you asked. Did you
I watched it.
participate?
So I knew you were the captain.
Like, I don't know what to say to that. Like, duh.
See, this is a professional show. It's where I toss stuff over to you, and you're able to just run on the fly with it.
I should be knocking it out of the park. Oh, my bad.
We just lost 2 listeners.
Professional's the least of what this show is.
Jesus.
All right. So it
All
went
right.
well, though, right, Shock? It was.
Yeah, you know what? It actually went better than I expected. It was a little unorganized leading up to it, and Kid Riot will be the first to admit to that. We actually got guys that just kind of showed up out of nowhere, like the guys that we drafted that we never ever talked to. They showed up and were just like, "What's up, dude?" and like joined my squad on test and stuff, and it's pretty cool. So the overall match was actually a lot of fun. It was cool to lead a bunch of guys that are all extremely competent. Not to say that the Future Crew guys aren't competent, but this is like a whole new level. This is a whole new universe. So it was fun with these guys. We definitely got some pretty bad interference from
Oh, yeah.
NC from like puppies. That was really really annoying. Especially the North team. I think the reason the North team lost on both matches was just simply due to interference, which sucked. There's a lot of cat pictures happening on the thing. So that sucked, but overall it was a fun experience. We just kind of like ignored them pretty much and just kept going with it. So a couple beastly players came out of that, which was cool to see. So
I enjoyed the real good. There was a lot of good back and forth. This is not
Mhm.
something that you see on every day because let's be honest, there's a lot of zerging on everyday servers. But when you threw two really competent groups at each other who knew what they were doing, there was a lot of give and take, a lot of recapturing, a lot of pushes from unexpected directions. It was watching the two teams. I was really impressed with how well you guys played, and especially for the fact that you hadn't practiced together before, you hadn't talked before, you just kind of thrown into it. So I was really impressed with how you guys did.
And like I was saying, these guys are just so good that they just kind of know where to be anyway. I mean, we were definitely not as organized as we could have been. I made some very on-the-fly strategies that were pretty funny. We noticed that air-to-air missiles are actually either nerfed or broken on the test server. I'm not really sure which one Higby's going for on that one, or whoever nerfed them or broke them on the test server, because when you lock onto somebody, if they get just out of your sight with the air-to-air missile, it's completely gone. The lock it's done. Like, it takes like 45 seconds to lock onto somebody, it feels like. So, because, I mean, I told my whole team to get air-to-air missiles due to, the fact that the middle base there is all air dominance.
Yeah.
You need it. So, but yeah, air-to-air missiles seem to be weird on the test server right now.
Yeah, no, they definitely are. We'll get into the ESF weapons update a little later, and they're definitely, because they launched something new on the test server with those changes just before the All-Star game. So yeah, there's definitely some broken stuff. But I know I completely went off topic, and I apologize to the listeners, but I figured we forgot to include it somewhere else later.
Apologize for giving you good content, please.
Well, I kind of shoehorned it into the middle of Command Center where it doesn't belong. But next up in Command Center, as they always do, we got a splash across of a picture of something. And this was actually what they called a heavy tank, or the Colossus. And we will talk about this a little later in the show as well, with a Reddit post on potentially how big that Colossus is. A lot of speculation went back and forth on what it's going to be in game, but obviously no concrete facts are out there yet.
Higby also mentioned towards the end of Command Center that it actually transforms into a BFR once you get more than 4 people in it.
No, he did not.
Yeah, he did.
No.
This is the guy who says he didn't watch it.
Yeah.
What are you talking about, though? It's all of it. Higby confirmed this.
So there was a lot of the normal stuff, fan spam, rum and cola, etc. But as everybody knows, the real meat of Command Center is when they answer community questions. So some of the community questions that came out, Higby said that the ESF update obviously is next on the agenda, and that's evident because by the next day they dropped that patch on the test server. Also, during fan spam, Higby revealed that he had commissioned a picture of him punching out T-Ray. It's actually a quite funny picture. Higby's jetpacking above T-Ray and knocking him out. There's a little blood that flies out of T-Ray's mouth. T-Ray's wearing a fedora and a tie. And
a tie?
Yes.
Like what?
He's in full Vanu outfit with a fedora and a tie.
I bet Higby's got that above his bed.
I'm sure he does. And as usual, Higby's hair looks fabulous. And he's got a huge tuft of chest hair coming out of the top of the armor.
Oh my god.
Oh my god.
If you get a chance, go to the end of Command Center, because they splashed it right near the end. Because they were laughing about it. Next up was the real run and gun question answering period, where Higby stated that they're not 100% satisfied with Freyr, and they will be trying out a few more amp station designs on the other continents as they do revamps. So expect some changes to Freyr. He also said that
satisfied with it. It was awesome.
They say they're not satisfied with it.
Freyr is awesome.
Yeah,
Let me just.
They're not satisfied with the. I see the picture now.
It's like the best amp station redesign. I don't understand what's not to be happy about with that. The only thing that I could complain. Yeah. The only complaint I would have is maybe increase the cap by a minute.
But it doesn't matter what people who are like smart care. It's what the masses care.
Well, who from the masses is giving them that feedback? Because only feedback I've seen is that it's awesome.
Yeah, that's
what
really all I've seen too from everybody, not just the quote-unquote smart people that we claim to be.
If I had to guess, they've got some numbers in the background that aren't where they want them to be regarding
Who's giving them these numbers, though?
the regular metrics that they run while players play in the amp station, kill ratios and stuff like that.
Yeah, I've got screen region here for this picture.
I just don't understand. Well, I don't understand how metrics are going to dictate whether people like the design of the bass or not.
Well, they didn't go into any more detail than that, just to say that they weren't 100% satisfied with it.
Well, I guess if they're going to sample other ones, that's fine.
Maybe they're
really-
actually using metrics of where people are dying and killing from, and it's like very.
That picture is awesome.
The fucking picture.
It's up on the stream right now.
Oh. Oh,
it's
God.
probably not very, I guess, dynamic is what I guess I'm trying to say.
I thought it was pretty damn.
It all happens in one spot, like the.
I thought you were talking about the
no,
picture.
so fight for that
The
answer.
picture is quite dynamic.
If you look closely at the picture down where T-Ray's junk is, there's mistletoe.
Oh,
I just noticed that. Oh my
there's
God.
so much to the picture.
It's got so much depth. There's just so much meaning there.
Did you see the tuft of chest hair?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's perfect.
Quite fantastic.
Now that we've
Really
spent a good 10 minutes on this picture.
Look at his grin too. He's so satisfied.
And of course, T-Ray said this would never happen in real life.
Probably not.
All right.
So next up, he said that Higby said that mass drivers will not be released with the ESF update due to a technical bug. He feels that the mass drivers are OP for good players and they need more work. Someone asked if they would ever allow searchlights on Liberators, and they said they were allowed in beta, but they don't plan on bringing them back ever again.
How does searchlights work? How would that work?
Well, I mean, you
Be
can
the
blind.
most useless.
Imagine
option
blinding
on
people on the
Liberator.
ground with it, though.
But they don't have that sort of mechanic in. Otherwise, the flashlights would do that on the guns.
No, I know, and just saying that's what I think when I think searchlights on Liberators.
And be like, hey, here's Liberator, kill it.
It'd be funny if anything they scroll over, whether you could see it or not, just marks the person,
Well, that's
Like-
one way to do it.
like highlights them.
Oh, like you don't have to queue. You can just
Yeah, just
Cue the whole
use
battlefield
everything
by
that it gets in the radius of the searchlight.
sweeping it with the searchlight.
Yeah, it'd be interesting. Although I don't think that would happen. It would work very well.
You would just see people covering the battlefield like like they're filling in a background on MS Paint. Like
Probably,
all the way across, down, all the way across, down.
probably, yeah.
All right, next up, someone in the channel asked if there would be horns for aircraft ever, and Higby,
God, I hope so.
Higby and T-Ray looked at each other, both said, that's a great idea, and said, you can expect them soon. So they just
Horns
they
for
made an
aircraft.
executive decision on the fly, so they said you can expect horns for aircrafts eventually.
I absolutely hope they have the kazoo horn. The aircraft. Just for everything.
Oh man,
Next, someone asked if they would ever be adding voice packs to the game, and they said yes, you can expect voice packs in the game soon, and that they will be in the player studio. So,
Oh yes, we're making.
Reachcast voice pack, anybody?
yeah, I can't do crap with art, but I'll do some audio.
I
That's
would
fine.
I think each of us should do a TR, a NC, and a Vanu voice pack. The Reachcast voice pack, come on, it's got to be done.
Hell yeah,
I'm
it's
all down
happening.
for it.
Like I
So-
said, I have no.
You better
qualms
like
with
use
video.
the most epic voice for the batteries. And it has to be batteries too.
These are batteries.
Hold
Not
on.
happening for you.
Who are these fools? Probably somebody I don't like.
T-Ray spotting voice
Yeah.
pack. Yeah.
Next up, somebody asked about orbital
Flavor.
strikes,
Come on.
and they said no orbital strikes, not working on them. Someone else asked about vehicle warping at warp gates. They said, once again, not working on that, not in the future as far as they know.
Oh, but voice packs. We'll get some voice packs to you.
Well, voice packs go in the player studio. Of course they can get voice
Probably
packs in.
different people.
That's money.
I'm just saying.
And
I
it
just
is
thought it
money.
was funny.
Someone
No,
else-
screw orbital strikes. I got some voice packs for you though.
well,
They should make. Yeah.
Higby did say that they
I'm
want
just
to make
busting balls, dude.
they
I don't
want to
care.
make orbital strikes correct and not completely OP. So That's why it's not on Android.
I don't know what
Go
world
with my nuke idea from like episode 2.
What world would you live in where orbital strikes are not going to be OP no matter how you implement them?
I loved him in PlanetSide 1. You got to back me up on that, Shock.
OS, yeah, dude. There's so many times right now that I just want to orbital strike fields of much. Okay, so basically Connery has so many vehicles all the time, and I just want to nuke them nonstop because I hate them. Anyway, go ahead.
It would add a different type of fear back into the game. You know, you'd get some of the grouping up of people in certain areas. It would completely eliminate that problem in the game. Mm-hmm. I'm thinking around doorways of amp stations and stuff like that as people are waiting for the shields to go down. Come on.
Yeah, and I think the only people that should have orbital strikes are outfit leader BR-100s. So
I wouldn't disagree with that. Well, maybe platoon leader BR-100.
I'm going to create my own outfit.
I like outfit leader BR-100.
Yeah, but what if they're not on and somebody else is leading your platoon? I'd go for platoon leader BR. Maybe platoon leader BR-100 to get the big one. Platoon leader BR-75 gets the small one.
I don't think
you're assuming there's a big and a small one?
In PlanetSide 1, there was a big and a small one.
This isn't PlanetSide 1, buddy.
You know, it's the next iteration of PlanetSide.
You know, PlanetSide 1 had BFRs.
Not right away.
No, PlanetSide 2 had Colossus. Yeah. We're talking about that later.
Yeah.
And
turns into BFR.
PlanetSide 1 didn't have BFRs to start. It did have orbital strikes to start.
Also had tunnels.
Yeah, lots of tunnels. Next up, someone asked what the next vehicle to get a revamp will be after ESFs. They said Liberators. And finally, someone asked when the next continent will be available. And they said they're still working on Hassan. The amerish revamp comes first, though. And that about covers it for Command Center. There was a lot of good stuff in Command Center this week. I'm glad they were back again.
Mm-hmm. There's usually always have some good content on.
I can't believe they're not revamping Indar 3 more times before Amerish.
You got to add that at some point.
Well, it is Indar side.
Next thing we have is super short. It's just a Vanu Dubstep video that somebody made. It's kind of really slow starting, but about 1 minute and 15 seconds in, it gets pretty good.
Should I just play it for a moment?
No.
I'm going to sample it.
Okay.
Play it.
How about it?
I'm sampling it. It's going.
I hear you. It's fine.
It sounds like laser beams hurting
That's
my
why
ears.
I said 1 minute 15 seconds, for love of God.
Oh, 1 minute 15? All right, here we go.
I can't hear shit, but I hope
I'm done.
enjoy this.
It sounds like death.
Sounds like death. Okay. Well, that's a great description. All right, the next one, Tom, you want to go on to it?
Oh, I'm on the next one. I was looking at that stupid video. All right. Clegg did
Totally validated my point, thanks.
Clegg did an interview with the Mittani, who is Kid Riot, on the Amerish level design. So there's some insight as to the future of Amerish there, and you should read it if you like it. If you're interested, rather. I guess you can't like it without reading it. But
not to split hairs, but I don't think that Kid Riot is the Mittani. I think he writes for the Mittani.
He's part of the Mittani, sorry.
Absolutely.
He is the PS2.
Is the Mittani. That hat.
He's the man behind the curtain.
Sorry, yes, you're right. So yeah, check it out. There's some cool stuff on there.
Couldn't be more excited. It's amazing. Yeah, it actually is a pretty good article. He breaks it down, talking with Clegg about what their Amerish redesign should look like and what it is going to look like. Clegg had he pretty much covered most of it, so it was good.
Some like fake tunnels.
He even has a terrible old picture of Clegg too, where he looks constipated.
Oh yeah, the constipated Clegg picture. Yeah.
That's all I have on that.
That's all. Okay. Well, next we can move on to the new ESF weapons and cert lines that were dropped on the test server last Friday that Shock and his friends got to experience during the All-Star game. So, like I said, live as of last Friday. And I'm just going to roll down what the changes are that are out there. And basically, this is all regarding ESFs. So, if you're not a pilot, you can turn off the show now. They introduced some new nose cannons. These all fire slower, but have a really large ammo capacity, largest in the game. They add, with the Tomcat and Photon missiles, they are now going to work just like the Striker. So you will have to continually lock on to your target for them to keep chasing it. It will only chase your target for approximately 200 meters, though, so kind of a short range on that.
That seems like a living hell come true.
I can't imagine flying and tracking at the exact same
I
time.
remember them talking about them things. Yeah, well, some people are good at it.
Some people are very good at it.
They will F your world up.
They definitely will.
Now, you see, you don't have to bleep that. See what I did there?
See, we've already dropped like 4 F-bombs. It's not like I don't have to edit.
Well, we wouldn't let you get away scot-free.
I appreciate that one off, though. Thank you.
Next up,
It's going to be like the one you hear, too.
Next up are the Coyote missiles. These are going to be light damage, heat-seeking missiles that start slow and then speed up as they get closer to and track their air targets. Those sound kind of interesting, but I don't like that they're light damage. But I can see why they're light damage, because otherwise they'd be absolutely OP.
Can I ask, like, what is the, other than the visual, and I assume there's going to be cool sound with them, point to them speeding up rather than just being a steady speed?
Oh.
There's a howling sound.
I think it's going to look cool and sound cool is all.
Perhaps.
Yeah, it's like...
But I'm fine with that. I just am curious.
Where are you going with this?
I don't know.
I'm just curious if there's an actual point to them speeding up.
No, I have no idea.
Okay.
Next up, Hornet missiles. They're going to be wire-guided missiles. So just like
you
the
can't
Mantle.
hit anything.
Well, if you're a good pilot.
Anything in the air.
I think it'd be nice to wire guide them direct onto tanks. I mean,
how do you wire
that'll be
guide?
good.
Yeah, I was supposed to say, how do you wire guide it if that's not used for it? That can't be used for air to air. Well, I guess it
no,
could.
I don't think air to air. I think air to ground.
Surely.
Hmm.
It's instead of a laser because...
Did you guys mess much with this, Shock, while you're on?
No, it was banned for the All-Star game.
Oh, okay.
Here's what else I want to know. Sorry.
They're broken. I'll say that.
They're broken?
They're overpowered. Is that the word I should use for this show? Overpowered. OP.
The Hornet missiles are?
Not the Hornets, but the what was the other two?
Coyote.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They kill tanks in like one clip, galaxies in 2, something like that. It's really bad.
My God.
It's bad.
We're talking about the
It
Coyotes.
said light damage.
They're heat-seeking, though. Do you mean the Tomcat or Photons that are like the Striker?
No,
I can't remember what it is.
Did you lock on or just fire them? Okay. While he's researching.
Hornets. Yes, it's
Hornets. That's the wire-guided
okay,
one.
that's the wire-guided.
Yeah, they're ridiculous.
So they must be high damage, but wire-guided.
This is always the one thing that's baffled me about PlanetSide 2, though, is this is like the future. There's hovering of all types of aircraft. Yet, we're using wires and not lasers, something that the military stopped using like decades ago.
Yeah, damn it. When I click my trigger, I want my missile to appear inside the target and just explode. I mean, this is the future, right?
We teleporting explosives. I just want a laser-guided system. Like, come on.
All right.
Next up, some new cert lines they're adding. First up is the air engagement radar. So this is going to auto-spot nearby enemies. And it's actually going to clamp them to the edges of your screen. So as they rotate around you, I believe they're going to fly around your screen as well. A little indicator showing you where nearby enemies are. I kind of like that one.
Oh, nice.
It's like most air fighter games.
Right.
Yeah.
Also, they're adding a cert line to the afterburner fuel pods, so this will increase your max capacity and regeneration rate. But also using these, they're going to add a larger initial fuel cost for using hover.
It's like it's a somewhat of a nerf to reverse maneuver. It's in disguise to a certain extent.
And the final addition is missiles that are locked onto you will now appear on the minimap while they are in flight.
Not like you can do a damn thing about them.
Yeah, but everybody's been asking for that for a while, so you can see what direction they're
You
coming
can
in.
time your
flares.
Things. Yeah, there you go. Flares.
You can time your flares, and you can also know where it's coming from to go in and find whatever's hitting you.
Military hipsters.
Yeah, I saw that in the chat. It's very accurate.
I also noticed that Kid Riot said, Imprecision said, Kid Riot is the Matani. You heard it here first.
Yeah, I know. I'm creating false rumors now.
Kid Riot, the hobo Matani.
No, Pepe Le Pew.
Pepe Le Pew. My bad. All right. Next thing we have is a real short one again. Apparently we get allowed. The Nanite Systems comic. There's a new one out this week. It's pretty good. It's fairly funny. You have to actually look at it. It requires a little bit of thought. You know, I'm sure our listeners know that. I hope.
I didn't really like this week's.
Well, you can go to hell. And I'm going to put this in the show notes. That being said, let's knock out the other two real quick, and then we have some really good, more lengthy discussion topics. Mark, Tom, or just Tom?
Sorry, that's me. This is the Colossus one. There, we have a picture. It's a Reddit discussion about the Colossus, this giant tank thing, and this guy theorizes that it's going to be like 30 meters long. And
where does he pull the math on for this?
Apparently, so there's some cannon somewhere in some base somewhere that looks similar to the Colossus cannon and what they flashed, I guess, and he parked a flash next to it. And he's like, all right, this is 3 meters, which seems like a pretty long estimate for the size of the flash, but we'll go with it. And then he like parses it out and says this cannon's 12 meters, a Prowler's 8 meters. Thus, this is how big the Colossus is going to be, with a final screenshot of the Colossus and a little 8-meter line on it.
Alrighty.
That being said, we still don't have a crossbow. We still don't have many of the other things that have been flashed in Command Center, so I wouldn't expect this anytime soon.
I really think T-Ray gets bored like some weeks, and he just makes I'm going to draw this amazing thing, and we're never going to implement it, but we're going to act like we will. We're just going to put this shit up on the show.
People in the channel are pointing out that gun is in the tech plant, FYI.
Okay, well, either way, you're not going to ever see it because it's all a lie.
We still don't have Hassan.
Yeah,
we don't. I thought I was playing there yesterday.
Very good point.
Yeah.
So my favorite comment on this, though, was the first one, because it's upvoted the most. Clearly, other people liked it too. Was talking about how an outfit will spend a week's worth of resources on this huge tank, only to have it be flipped on its side by a flash.
Sounds about right.
You hear it here. It's going to be the size of a galaxy, but the second you go over a pebble, it's going to flip that thing on its side and explode. Yeah, I could totally see that happening.
That's going to happen, honestly. Like, we still...
What was that Star Destroyer bullshit?
Didn't they say they could turn guns out, like...
Months and months, like...
Oh, yeah, that, yeah.
Like the Air Star Destroyer... I
thought that was like in their part of their 10-year plan, though.
I don't remember. I just remember seeing the picture of this massive Star Destroyer that apparently is going to be some like, I don't know. It looks cool as shit. I mean, don't get me wrong. It really makes me excited. I wonder when it's going to go in. Yeah.
Moving on, there was a Twitter post by Smedley regarding the PS4 and PlanetSide 2. He says, no update in PlanetSide 2 for the PlayStation 4. Development is going well. We just aren't ready to announce dates yet. During Command Center, Higbee and T-Ray said expect it in 2014. They're really setting the bar on when it's going to be released. They did say it'll be out this year, and they guarantee
sometime in the next 300 and some odd days.
Yeah. Austin's in the 10-year plan, too, what Blanco tells us. All right.
Let's not talk about the Thresher. I'm still mad.
Oh, yeah.
Hey, on that
please shelf that.
Who thinks Smedley was high when he talked about that?
What are you talking about?
Why would... What?
He talked about, like, merging...
Are you high?
Well, and how long it takes them to, like, make a continent. They're going to merge them into one, and then boats. And then all sorts of nonsense.
Oh, I forgot about the boats thing. Yeah, we're gonna have like naval warfare, and we're gonna travel between continents.
You're still gonna be playing on Indar 10 years from now.
Except for Indar have big seas that we can roll. Yeah, who knows?
I love Indar.
Like a Indar edition 48, when we have like big lakes in the middle of Indar. Who knows? The
Northern half's flooded.
Yeah. So you hear it here first. MLG is going to be on PlanetSide. It's going to be on PlayStation 4. Mark my words. MLG PlayStation 4. That's
awesome.
Not on.
It's going to happen. Anyways. So, are you gonna say something? Gonna say something?
No, I'm agreeing with you.
I just don't see. Whatever. All right, new helmets. So when there's a new NC helmet, it looks like Iron Man. It glows his eyes at night. You can kill shit with it. It's amazing. You basically look like a glow-in-the-dark Iron Man.
It is the best one out of all of them.
Yeah. The rest of them suck. That's what Deringer tells
The
me.
Vanu ones are awful, okay? I'm sorry. Especially these heavy... Okay. First of all, I'm going to apologize to Nico.
We're not going to talk about MLG on PlayStation 4. We're going to go to the effing VS helmet.
Well, if you guys want to talk about that, that's fine.
No, I want to hear you rage. Let's do it.
Okay. Like I said, first off, I'm going to
I
apologize.
have 2 spots open in the first
apologize to Nico Coco right
If
off
anyone
the
wants
bat,
in.
because he's the one who designed all 3 of them, and I hate them. This Vanu helmet, it's got slits for your eyes. Why are your eyes out invisible?
I think you're alone on this one, man.
I'm so confused because I haven't seen them.
I just loaded the game so I could look at them.
I'm being told that the hood is amazing and that
Well,
you're
the
full
hooded
of
helmet, it's incredible.
They both have hoods and they're terrible. I dislike hoods. And
I think the next
Hoods have no place in the future.
and honestly, the Stargazer helmet for the VS looks like the one I already have. It looks like the almost like the Protoss helmet that I already have.
Yeah.
Okay, so I can get a relative perspective on how much you hate them. How is it compared to the fishbowl?
I would wear the fishbowl.
Pretty bad.
Okay, that's pretty bad then.
And you know the TR ones are just as bad, but when we go to NC, I don't like the heavy cloth helmet because, like I said, like I was describing to you guys before on the show, it looks like an old fisherman's hat, and then some like bandana over your mouth. But again, your eyes are showing. Why do your eye? In a futuristic game, I don't want my eyes showing because somebody's going to shoot me in the eye. I'm going to get sand in my eyes. Then I'm not going to be able to
I like
see.
the argument here. Like
Everybody in the future carries
The glasses
pocket
are going to stop a bullet.
What'd you
Well,
say?
I don't
Chuck?
care if I'm not so concerned about stopping a bullet, but I mean, maybe it's just me, but
Comment.
I wear glasses all the time. Occasionally, I wear contacts, and when I wear contacts, I'm always worried about getting something in my eye.
What did you say a second ago, Shock?
I said everybody in the future carries pocket sand.
Yeah.
Well, if you're playing
I
on
just have
Indar,
goddamn suit of mirrors so I can reflect all the Vanu lasers.
the sand is blowing around on Indar as it is. You're going to get sand in your eyes with the open helmets like this.
I
Now,
like valid argument for this of why the slits might be an issue.
They don't have camel eye technology.
Clearly, they don't. I can see the eyes on this.
Maybe like plastic over the eyes, maybe.
I don't know. I can see the eyes. There's no plastic. There's
Maybe
no
some-
glass. There's no nothing. They're
maybe
wide open.
Some ran
Now-
wrap like over the top.
If we get to the Lone Star helmet, the Lone Star helmet looks absolutely fabulous. It's got like a
Fabulous, not awesome. Fabulous.
It looks awesome. I would buy this.
Mark's
Fabulous
expensive.
is the Vanu word.
I would buy this because it's got like 3 little monoculars. I don't know, whatever they're called.
Well, if there's 3 of them, it's not a monocle. I'll tell you that much.
They're like 3 little camera eye type things, but it's only on one side of the helmet. It looks absolutely fabulous. I would, and the Death's Head helmet one is it like.
Wait, is the monocle the triacle? I don't know what it's called. Is that an NC or TR one?
This is the NC one.
Oh, sweet. Yeah,
I like the NC one. But like I said, I don't like any of the Vanu ones, and I'm switching over to TR now because I need to be reminded of how bad they were. And they were bad. There was another one with eyes out again. I really have a problem when your eyes are showing. It just doesn't feel futuristic to me.
I'm gonna get some of those. I'm gonna make a helmet that has like
Okay.
the Star Wars
First of
like
all,
Sandwalker eyes, that big old pop out like the huge old like long like telescope eyes that come out of the freaking helmet.
Okay, the first one on TR is the Wraith helmet, and it's got a hood, but it looks like it's got, you know, though when you're at the eye doctor and he brings those 2 lenses down in front of you and says better or worse. That's what it looks like is in front of this guy's face. I would never wear that. And then the heavy cloth helmet again, Nico Coco. If you listen to the show, I apologize. It's got
No, you
2
don't.
holes for eyes, and it looks like the guy's wearing a gimp mask. And it's got a hood, and I
Get mask.
I'm just imagining, does it have a red ball at the mouth?
No, the mouth is covered with a red bandana, so you can't see it. But it looks like it's
enough.
leather on the front face where the eye holes are. And the last one's the Fenrir helmet. I don't know. It just looks like an updated version of the ones with the lights on them. You know what I mean?
Can you do me a favor? And for this week's photo for the show, can you get you pooping on a helmet? Like a...
No, I will not. That's rude.
That's rude, but what you just said, this whole last 30 minutes of you bitching about the helmet's not rude.
Photoshopping, that's rude.
But putting it in a picture, that's rude.
I just have a problem with your eyes being out. It's just, maybe it's a personal thing. I don't know.
Okay.
It sounded like you had to compare it to you feeling naked with context.
But hey, there's a whole bunch of new helmets out there. If you want to spend some station cash, go support some of these great artists.
these great artists after you just pooped all over all his helmets.
That didn't sound forced.
Hey, Louis, the helmets don't have to be good just because T-Ray approved them. Come on, this guy has bad taste. Let's be honest.
Right and
Tell
left.
us more, oh great one.
I know you put this in just so I could rage about the helmets. Now I'm sure Shock's already
I
disconnected.
did. It's been fantastic.
Shock's already disconnected from
Chuck
the show.
just dropping the Skype call. He just messaged me. He said, "F this guy."
He's thinking right now. Now I know why Deringer A isn't an all-star and B wasn't on my team.
To be honest, I don't even know what faction you play.
I play on your server on your faction.
He's in what's it called?
That outfit.
I'm in DPSO.
Okay.
And no comment.
That's what that was.
Don't comment, please. We all know what DPS is.
I've been in DPSO since day one.
They drop purple smoke.
They do.
They do that.
They hang out at the hydroponics plant.
Serious hydroponics is where we live.
All
right, I'm done. I'm done for the night.
All right,
so
next.
I hope
Let's go next.
the chat room and the listeners are happy because I'm out of energy. I need one of Adam's Red Bulls.
My Monster Energy drinks, yeah.
All right, so moving on. Day 9 played. He tweeted about it, and we tried getting him to listen to Reachcast Show. I don't see him in the stream, which
I don't know why you sent that to him. There's be a cold in hell that he
obviously he's not going to
shit about listening to some podcast about a game.
Hey, I got a bunch of retweets, which probably made my rating on whatever that stupid site that rates you on is called.
I have no. What are you talking about?
There's some you have a Twitter rating.
You rate your tweets?
No.
Is this that site tells you how much your Twitter account is worth?
Yeah.
Like that bullshit site that tells you you have X amount of followers and you only follow 5 people. Obviously your account's worth thousands.
6.
Yeah. Stupid.
I ran that and they said that I owed Twitter money.
Yeah, it's all right.
So, but yeah, this is supposed to be a great example of how new players must feel starting this game. And Shock, you had an experience with it. Talk about it.
I like how you segued that. That's good. You got an experience with this.
I did have an experience with this. My outfit was the one that was honking the kazoo horn behind him on the flash, which was one of the funniest moments of my entire time here in Planetside. I was crying laughing the entire time. I loved it. Otherwise, yeah, Day 9 had a very frustrating and cringeworthy time just watching him play. I think honestly we may have made his time better with that kazoo horn because he was imitating it. His streamers were laughing, but otherwise, yeah, was not a good new player experience overall.
I think we can all agree the learning curve for this game is not friendly to new players.
It's in a totally different way from the learning curve of other FPSs is learning the guns. This one's learning how to walk around. Almost.
Learning how to initiate, learning how to run away, learning how to...
Well, I think directives would be a good thing to have for new players. And I was actually talking about this morning with a couple people. Having directives to give players an idea of what they need to do and when they need to do them would really, really help out. Kill X amount of enemies with this gun at this base, something like that. Just something that would allow them to know how to like do something like learn how to redeploy, hit delete, learn how to do this, learn how to do that, like kind of progressing through the steps that it takes to be kind of a well-rounded player, and then allowing them to jump in the game without having to figure something else out.
Absolutely. Yeah, I was talking to Druxy about this as well, and they need a system to bridge the gap between a starter and a beginner player. Something just to, like you said, to basically give them small objectives to achieve what would be required in order to have a effing clue of where they were and how the game worked.
Mm-hmm.
I said walk like as a joke, but really it's the most common problem is people are like, I'm just in the middle of nowhere and I don't know where to go.
So right now in the game, you have a lot of outfits that take new recruits to a game and will teach them. They have a lot. There's hundreds and hundreds of training programs out there that have been created for PlanSide 2 by these outfits. But the problem is a lot of players don't even have a clue how to get into an outfit most of the time and who to look for. That's half the problem when people even start
have like server outfit threads.
Well, yeah. Well, a lot of new players don't look at forums. Let's be blunt.
This is true too.
So
didn't they say they were going to make a recruiting tool in game at one point?
They did, but it never got put in.
Obviously,
they need, honestly, in my opinion, there needs to be a couple hours that somebody needs to learn via very early game objectives, and then they need to be given a way to look for an outfit that can teach them the rest. That's really what the kind of progression that needs to happen there. But neither of those are systems that have been integrated into the game yet. And all new players that are joining this game are blundering around till one of two things happen. They quit, or they stumble upon an outfit that can show them. And I bet 4 out of 5 times they quit before they stumble upon an outfit.
I'd put it higher than that.
Maybe even more. I have no clue what the retention rate is, but
I'm sure it's more than that. I rarely see it's actually funny. My playtime and my experience on Connery, most of the players that I see are under BR20 or they're over BR80. There's nobody in between. It's absolutely insane to me. And that, what that shows me is that there's a lot of new players starting, but they're quitting before they hit BR20. And then the players that have been around for a long time, i.e. the guys that are, BR80 plus that I've seen forever, are around only because they've been in an outfit for a long time. The guys, these guys aren't getting past BR20 for the most part.
I'm like a white whale at 52.
I agree, and you're all right. It's weird that we'll have these influxes of players. You'll notice it randomly. It'll happen, stuff like this. You'll see day 9, or you'll have something else. You have these small events that create this influx of players for a short period of time. But then you see those influxes just die off pretty much immediately, and those players don't come back. The game is amazing, but you have to get past that learning curve. It's just like Eve. Eve has a very steep learning curve, but people that play it love it to death. But you have, as a company, you have to get these people past this curve.
Yeah.
And it's not happening right now. And not to be too critical, but the intro room area is great, but it doesn't even get a freaking quarter, touch on what people need to know for the game.
It doesn't tell you how to get around the massive world that you feel lost in.
Yeah. And another thing is that whole, and I know it's probably a little thing, but the whole spawning, dropping you into a random area.
That part cracks me up. Yeah, I believe that.
Even as I was an experienced PlanSide 1 player, I'm an experienced FPS player, everything like that. When I got dropped in like that, I felt absolutely lost. I was like, are you kidding me? Like day 1, I was I was skip tutorial, and I'm just all of a sudden dropping into a fight with a gun. I have no idea what I'm even using. I have no idea what even class I am. And I'm like, how is this okay for a new player? For me, it's okay, but for somebody that isn't in an outfit that has no idea what they're doing, that's not okay at all. How do they get back to the warp gate? How do they play around with their loadouts? It's ridiculous.
I had a guy I work with try it out. I even like hooked up his system. I kind of gave him a new video card and tried just to the point where he could play the game on low. And this is before optimization, so maybe he can play it on medium now. But I don't know. He told me the next day at work, he's like, they dropped me in the middle of a battlefield and I got blown up by a tank, and I have no clue what I'm doing. And I'm like, welcome to PlanetSide. This is how it works. Accurate. Like, you have to basically spend another 80 hours, and you'll basically get to the point where you're proficient enough to know what you're doing. Maybe. I mean, at least starting.
Or play with someone you know that has the patience.
Or somebody that really has some patience and will teach you. Or here is the list of 40 outfits that would be happy to teach you everything you want to know, and they have great training, and they have great, new player structure and everything else, but you probably don't read forums, and you probably have no clue how to deal with teams, and you're not going to do that.
Yeah.
That's one reason why I always feel bad when I kill a BR1, because I realize that they just got dropped to where they are. They probably have no idea what they're doing.
Just getting one kill puts you to BR2.
Yeah, which means I got them just as they dropped into the game.
Either that or his ult.
And you're right, it's totally welcome to PlanetSide. Deringer just killed you.
Yeah.
I've done that so many times. I feel like, and I hate to say it, but I feel like my outfit's responsible for so many freaking people quitting the game. It's like, I don't want that to happen. I obviously want people to play, but it's like, how does it feel to be on the receiving end of, in the beginning of the game when all we did was spam Zephyr Liberators? It's
gosh.
What the hell are you gonna do against that? Especially as a new player. I mean,
Quit.
you don't even know what a Liberator is. You don't even know what you just got killed by. And it's like, I always kind of in the back of my mind felt bad, and then I got over it. But initially it was like, I feel like we're it's like we're kind of killing the game with the players that have this solid group and have this ability to group up and learn the game together and figure out ways to just I won't say cheaply, but it's very cheaply kind of farm people. That was really the metagame to start this game. Actually, it's still honestly kind of the metagame on live servers right now.
Yeah.
And there needs to be something more, and there needs to be something greater to this game, and there just isn't. It's like the only thing that players like me and players that are like me have to do is just log in, get as many kills as we possibly can in the lowest amount of time, and then log off. That's literally all I do.
Yeah.
I'm not kidding. That's it. I log in, I'm like, all right, 245 kills in 2 hours. Done. All right, see ya.
Yeah, I mean,
there's no point, and you look at a tweet that we tweeted actually on the Future Crew Twitter the other day, was how our player VS2134, who I'm sure many people are very familiar with at this point.
Killed me many times.
Yeah, he killed 2,000 people in 12 hours. He had 0 base captures and 97 base defenses. I mean, I'm sorry, but there's something kind of wrong with your game when that's able to take place. And I'm not saying that 213 is, being, he's just, he knows how to do it, and he's, he knows what he's doing, but at the same time, how many new players quit because of that? How many people were like, what the hell is going on? This guy's probably cheating. Go away. It's like, yeah, to me, there's
you're getting farmed. It's not fun. It's just
not fun.
Yeah.
I've played the game, enough, and I hate getting farmed. There's no new players going to deal with it. They're going to be like, I'm out of this.
Also, think any of us can get farmed if you put ourselves in a bad situation. You put yourself in a bad situation, you don't redeploy, or you don't have
Even if you're new, you'd think that's what the game is. You don't think it's a bad situation.
Yeah, you have to know when to get the hell out of a situation. That's all players that play this game for any period of time realize this is an unwinnable situation. We have to leave here. If your spawn room's getting shelled by tanks for for constantly shelled by tanks for the last 20 minutes of the cap or last 16 minutes of a cap or something like that, that blows. A new player is going to sit there for 15 minutes, try to run out a door and get shelled in the face.
Yeah.
And they're not going to want to spawn at the empty base where nothing's happening because Lattice doesn't connect it to anything.
Yeah.
And that's another kind of big problem that I have is it's a lot of it in the end deals with base design. This is where the big farming can happen, is because for me, I only like defending bases, and I'm sure many people know that. Like, that's really the only place that is any fun, because attacking a base, it literally just it ends up being a big Zerg. And then you farm the spawn room. That's it. I mean, it's done. I mean, you're sitting there outside of a spawn room getting maybe a kill per every 10 minutes, and it's like, well, this
That's
is
why
cool.
Freyr is so good.
You know, Freyr, exactly. Freyr has been designed now to where, you know, spawn camping can happen.
Or at least it's hard.
Very well. You know, it's been managed a little bit better. You know, it's a more free flowing, more, as you said earlier in the show, dynamic fight, and there needs to be more bases like that. And I think outposts currently are just designed terribly. I mean, there's no point to outpost fighting unless you're like a 12-man squad versus 12-man squad. Otherwise, if it's higher than that, it turns into a spam fest from the vehicles from the outside that are attacking. I mean, yeah. I mean, I think all outposts need an incredible redesign, and to me, I just don't think that's going to happen.
There's been a lot of chatter in the chat room about a lot of these outfits that spam invites but don't teach their people anything.
Yeah.
There are some of those out there, granted, but there are a lot of outfits out there that are long-running PlanetSide outfits that are very friendly to new players and have a good training structure and everything else. Unfortunately, what's happening, what it seems like be the trend now, is that you have a no-name outfit that will be created January 12th, and they will spam invite the first 4,000 people they see. They'll get those 4,000 people. Those people will stay housed inside that outfit until they quit. That outfit will crumble next month, and the rest of the people will go about their merry way. Probably most of them quit. Most of them don't find their way to things like Goater or 666 or you know, these outfits that are long-running, well-designed outfits for new players that can teach them well. They
actively teach them.
They actively teach them. They have those training programs in place that are long-running. They get spammed in things like, I don't know, what's a new startup outfit that we've seen lately?
I mean, ADK is mentioned in chat.
Okay, ADK.
I love ADK. I love it when ADK shows up. I actually cheer because I know it's meat to the grinder. When we get to my good is all about ADK this week.
Yeah, I mean, you have to. The problem is pointing these players. There's things like an EverQuest. What the hell's that term called they use for EverQuest? Pathfinder or Path Showers or
Pathfinder is the term.
Is it Pathfinder?
Yeah.
Okay, these things where they have people in the community that guide players into the game. Why do they not have an outreach program like this?
I played EverQuest. I had no guide.
Well, there's got to be a way to integrate like outreach programs for new players to reference.
Honestly, I think it's hard, and I will agree. It's hard to get an outreach program because that is a lot of work. That's a very you have to kind of continuously update active outfits and things like that. I mean, outfits they're not staying around forever. Some are there a long time, but you're going to get outfits that are going to fade out over time. The thing is, like, I go back to is the directive system where, like, you have basic, you have intermediate, you have advanced, and maybe under the intermediate directive is like, go here, like, to the forums, look up an outfit on your empire, and join that outfit, or apply to join that outfit, or try to talk to, like, that's a directive, Like, that's something a new player can say, all right, I've done all these basic directives, I kind of get the game, now I'm going to go into these intermediate directives and say, okay, so it tells me that I need to go join or find an outfit to join, it directs me where to go, and now I'm going to attempt to join this outfit. Like,
I think
something more like that.
Yeah, I think you can integrate a lot of that in-game, which is having an in-game search system for outfits. And just say, beginner directive, look at this list, look at the descriptions, and pick an outfit. Join an outfit, you get X prize. I don't care, XP or certs or whatever the case may be.
And I think you could have almost, I've seen it in certain games, is an outfit recruiting tool in the game. So when you search for the outfit, it'll say, is this outfit recruiting? Yes.
SWTOR had a pretty good design for that, if I remember.
Yeah, like
right.
Officers and outfit leaders, are they online? can you talk to them? Do something like that. Like, get it a little more, in-game kind of a thing. And I think that would help new players a lot.
I know we're all starting for content.
Stop fixing ESFs. Make in-game recruitment.
I know we're all starting for content, but as somebody that plans to try to play this game for a prolonged period of time, and hopefully will play it into the future, personally, I would think these things take precedence over anything else at the moment, because your new surges coming into the game will continue to die off unless you fix this.
Yeah, I would love to see a lot of new players come into the game. I would love to see a lot of new outfits develop, because that's what's going to happen. I mean, I have not seen any new outfits develop that are any good since literally. I mean, honestly, within the first 2 months of the game, that's when kind of all the big outfits formed, and then it's done. Like there's been nobody else that's really come out of that, and it's because no new players are coming in. There's no new people coming in that learn the game that are like, all right, there are these great minds who have great ideas, who have great visions, who can create an outfit and who can run from there. I mean, you don't get that anymore, and you're just sitting here with stagnant outfits that are actually becoming a little bit disinterested with the game.
For good reason.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it's content. I understand. We all want Amerish. We all want Hawson. I would kill to have Hawson. But the game's not going to last if you don't have players.
Well, Imprecision in the chat room put it best. A population growth would be content.
Yeah. I mean, it is.
True.
Yeah. Well, all right. I think we've hammered this thing into the fucking
I like how
ground.
day 9 playing turned into that great discussion.
Well, this is exactly why I put it in there, because it totally shows what a new player experience is for the game. And it is cringeworthy, exactly as Shock said it. It's horrible to watch. It's painful. And it makes you remember when I started playing this game for the first time, like how horrible I was for a long. I mean, you have to like just bury your face and deal with the pain for like weeks before you ever become like a valid player. And it's just, it can't continue to be that way if you're expecting to retain new players.
Well, I mean, the only thing I can sum it up with is Higby was watching his stream, so maybe he learned something.
Well, if you're a new player, you should watch Wrel's new player video.
That was
segue.
Excited rant I've ever heard in my life. All right, so Wrel's got a new player video. If you want to get a free starter kit and you're a new player, check out this player video.
You get a starter kit for watching it?
There's a code in there.
Awesome.
Man.
So new players, after you listen to us bitch for the last 20 minutes about what should be in the game, you can go to this video, watch the video. There's a code in the video. You can get a starter kit to actually help you start playing the game. Aside from that,
it's the recruiter friend.
Mm.
So Wrel's going to get something out of this too. Like a black camo.
There's some good stuff in here, actually.
He
tells you what the faction differences are, how to start out, understanding your map, how to get into the action, how you earn experience, customizing your character, useful guidelines, how to roll with a squad or a platoon, finding and joining an outfit. There's some good stuff in here.
I love Wrel. I wish this stuff was in game.
Well, there's a tutorial.
All right.
Are we going to go through this again?
Should we move on to the community question then?
That sounds great.
All right. So last week we asked, with the new membership changes, do you plan on checking out any of the other SOE titles? It was pretty cut and dry. 60% of all responses said no. I was kind of surprised by that personally. Of the other 40%,
they're all free to play anyways. If you're going to check it out before, why would you check it out now?
Because your membership will give you perks within those games.
Not worth checking it out.
Well, so of the 40% who said yes,
such an asshole,
half said that the game that they will check out would be EverQuest Next or Landmark.
Which I bet you they were all going to check out anyway.
Big surprise on that one.
Finally, the other thing that people were wondering about, a lot of people were unsure if the original PlanetSide would be included in the membership package. I reached out to person in charge of community council and asked that question, and she wasn't sure the answer either, but she did say that An FAQ should be released either this week or early next week, which is going to detail completely what is and what is not included with membership. So watch for that. I guess we'll just go around the room. Shock, are you going to be checking out any of the other SOE titles once the membership changes drop?
Probably not.
Okay.
And that's not because I don't like them. It's because I like to focus my time on kind of one game at a time. And another reason is because SOE has not left the greatest taste in my mouth after 10 years, but I mean, that's a whole nother discussion. Yeah, I mean, I probably won't. And that's,
all right.
That's why.
Noxx, how about you?
Well, Adam and I had this discussion earlier, and I'm going to be playing EQN and EQNL regardless. I have already played EQ and EQ2 and Pox Nora. I created an account on that wizard thing. No, not the wizard one, the Pokemon one.
Free Realms?
Not Free Realms. I actually haven't touched Free Realms.
That's Louis' domain.
Dragon's Prophet?
Dragon's Prophet, there we go.
Okay.
I created an account on Dragon's Prophet, but I never actually played it. I'm the opposite of Shock here. I like playing lots of different games because I did the focus on one game with WoW for 5 years of my life, and I'm never doing that again. Many different games, but
have the pain of WoW. Some of us do.
I mean, yeah. People who are going to play these games are going to explore them anyways.
Yeah.
Especially when they're free to play. It changes nothing.
How about you, Torkz?
I played DCUO to a point that
I did that one too. Sorry.
I played DCO to a point where I felt like I'd gotten endgame done. I experienced the endgame. Granted, I didn't finish every raid or whatever they call them. I did some in-game raiding. I did in-game quest or tier gear grinding. So I felt like I understood what the end game was about there, and I'm done with that game. I played EQ back in the day when I first started MMOs. I guess it was the original MMO, but I played the hell of it for about a year and a half. I'm done with that. There's nothing else they have in their, what's the term Smed keeps using? They're stable. I think he uses stable a lot. They're stable of games. I'm not really overly interested in any of the other ones, to be honest. So no, I will not be checking out any of the other games.
Not going to play EQN?
Yeah.
Well, I don't consider EQN a game yet because it's not.
It's true.
Like,
I plan on losing a year of my life to that game.
I think when it comes out, if it's everything they advertise, then amazing. I will play it. I have been let down by so many effing MMOs over the last 3 years. It's horrible.
Everything
that comes out.
Basically every MMO that comes out.
Every MMO that comes out markets this, and you receive a 25% of what they market, and it's horrible usually. I know that you said you liked ESO. I don't. I think ESO is horrible.
I can't talk about it. You're not allowed to talk about the content, but
I'm not talking about content. I'd say it's horrible.
I enjoyed it.
Very blunt,
but I enjoyed it because the problem is, so here's part of the problem with that is this is something I've and when I play a new MMO, I force myself to get over the first 10 to 20 levels, because if you think about when you first played WoW, I first played WoW, I got to level 33 and I quit because I was bored to tears falling asleep playing the game. I didn't play it for over a year. Then I started playing it again and I got addicted. The game sucks. Every MMO sucks in the beginning of the game. WoW, you could re-level a new character because you knew what was coming. And the people who were at the end, you had this idea and this hope. You're like, oh, I could be like them. But a new game doesn't have that yet anymore, and people are so used to WoW's instant gratification that they want their character to have 8 different abilities when they're level 10, and they want to be able to be awesome right away. And that's
I should have never mentioned
not how
ESO.
games are.
I should have never said a thing about ESO.
No, but it's just anytime you're playing a new game, the beginning always sucks. You have 2 abilities, if even, and it's a fucking grind. It's boring. All games, all MMOs. I feel like if it's a good MMO, it's going to be boring in the beginning.
What about you, Mark?
I will be checking out EverQuest next. Probably not Landmark because I'm not into the whole Minecraft sandbox thing. It's just not my cup of tea. I am also interested if PlanetSide 1 is going to be included or not because, I don't know, nostalgia more than anything.
I think they said it's not because they have problems with licensing and subs, like some sort of agreement they had set up before.
Well, I got no answer one way or the other.
How many times did you play it when we got the 3 months for free?
I played it a couple times to ride around in a Thresher.
Damn, dude, you really did like that vehicle.
I love the Thresher.
All right.
So I also played DCUO for a little while, and I thought DCUO was fun, but I didn't have the drive to continue to keep playing it and leveling up to the end. I don't know. I had fun playing some of the quests. You know, we have a buddy, this is Trex on Twitter. If anybody out there is interested in checking out DCUO, he does the DCUO Sourcecast, and he's a good dude and has a lot of good information.
He's played that game for a long time. They're like a pretty dedicated podcast. So if you want to check out.
He does that, and he does Nerds of the Apocalypse as well. So 2 good podcasts to check out if you're looking for something else to branch out into.
Yeah.
So I guess my answer is yes, I will. Because EverQuest Next, I'm definitely interested. Even if it's not great and I only play it for a couple months, I'm still going to check it out because it's got all the hype out there right now.
Mm-hmm.
So
this is very true.
That's basically it. So I guess this week's question is we're going to kind of piggyback onto something that Smedley put on Reddit to kind of ask the same question to put a little more exposure to it. So he wanted to know, do you guys prefer a 6-month roadmap with the understanding that we will be moving stuff around, or do you like a 2-month roadmap instead? So short and sweet, 6 months or 2 months, and also let us know why. We'll put that up, and people can comment on that. Without further ado, good, the bad, and the OP.
Have another drink on me, soldier.
Okay, thank you kindly.
If you can look hard enough past all the death and all the sorrow, there are good things. You must remember that we will overcome. The good, the bad, and the overpowered.
I'm glad that Shock's enjoying these. I can tell it's listening to him. So my good for the week is that I took a break from doing infantry stuff this week and kind of did a lot of tanking with Druxy from Outfit XE. It was fun. I learned a lot about, I guess, the basics of how to tank correctly versus just running into your objective and shooting it as many times before you die. Like, there's some subtleties to it. And a lot of them is getting to know the terrain. So he taught me some fun stuff this week that I, even after playing this game for, I don't know how long, playing this game for a while, I learned some new stuff from him, so it was good. My bad is that my energy drink addiction is starting to get to me. I'm yo-yoing every time I don't drink energy drinks, and it's I know it's about time to stop. It's gonna kill me. That's about it.
All right. My good is I survived surgery. Yay. What did you disclose about my surgery?
That you could die.
Well, that's not true.
That's why I disclosed it.
We didn't disclose anything. We just said that you were actually going in for surgery and that we weren't sure if you had survived or not.
Oh, okay, cool.
And especially after that tweet on Twitter today. Reachcat tweeted that you were dead.
Yeah, he's hiding under the bed so the dog dies and doesn't eat him. So basically, yeah, I had surgery and I could have been deformed, but I wasn't, and I'm alive. So that's pretty cool. I'm pretty happy with it. But game related would be really old since I never got to talk about it. I got a gold snowman. Did you ever describe that journey of what happened, Adam?
Did. Yeah,
okay.
And it was pretty epic.
It was awesome. I was freaking out. I'm like, come on, load. He's like, as I'm loading, he's like, a guy walked up. He's looking.
I was kind of like,
I'm trying to cover it. He's like making it extra dramatic or something. I was like, he's lying to me. He's going to be like, I'm loaded. I'm coming. He's like, oh, he killed him. That's what I was expecting.
So, in short
was
shock,
never
there was a gold snowman that spawned really close to the NC Warp Gate. We were playing NC at the time, and it was right next to the road coming out of the NC Warp Gate. So, figured they was going to get murdered real quick. He DC'd like right before we pulled up on it, and so
computer crashed.
yeah. Welcome to the consistency of the client. I took the harasser that we were in, and I parked the snowman. It took me like 2 or 3 minutes to do this.
Don't
right.
forget, you got to tell them what camo you're running.
Oh yeah, we're running the SOE Live camo, the big bright yellow camo. So I parked the snowman in between the 2 tires of the harasser, and kind of like shielded it from the road's 180 view, and I had a whole bunch of tank columns and flashes and shit drive by. And I just looked up and saw the harasser, and like I guess the yellow threw him off or something. And then he spawned back in, like literally drop potted like right next to the snowman. So worked out well for him.
I was so nerve-wracking. I was like, he's lying to me. I know he's lying to me. He's like, oh, someone shot it right before you got here.
Right before you got
Oh, it was pretty awesome, though. But, so my bad is that because of the surgery, I can't go to the gym or play hockey for many more weeks, and it's quite sucky.
That sucks.
It's
I've hit the gym hardcore after the first of the year. Oh.
I've decided it's many weeks. They never gave me a time frame, but when I got out of surgery, they're like, all right, you can't lift more than 10 pounds. And I almost laughed because my cat weighs 13. I was like, I guess I can't pick up that fat ass. But
you saw Christian Bale in American Psycho, right?
Yeah, I actually watched that movie while I was in recovery.
That's what Shock FC looks like.
Who?
No, it's not.
Who do I look like?
Christian Bale in American Psycho. Never mind.
Oh.
Anyway, so like, I was. Oh my god. Anyway, so.
What are you? Oh my god.
The cats, they're fighting. I'm cat sitting again. But.
I heard you talking about them.
They're chasing each other all around this whole time. It's hilarious. Anyways, yeah, I couldn't lift 10 pounds, and like now it's like the scar is almost covered up, like you can't see it, but I still like have pain underneath every now and then, and I know that if I was lifting weights or playing hockey, I would kill myself. So it sucks. I don't like it.
Okay.
No, sir. Didn't like it.
All right, Deringer.
So my good for this week is that infantry are no longer scared of Vanu Maxes. So this is where my ADK story comes in. I was playing over the weekend, and the infantry just, you know, when you'd pop Zoe, people would run away. Now they don't run away, and they just come straight through the meat grinder over and over and over and over again. So
what you thought was a nerf was like a buff in disguise.
It kind of was, because like I said, they throw themselves right into the grinder, and they don't run away from maxes anymore. So I'm like, bring it. You know, when you just pop out 48 kills in under 2 minutes.
You know, I always said, and I know that the Zoe was a problem, but I always said, you know, the Zoe is really not the problem. You are. And it's been very true for this whole time. The NC and the TR are actually the problem because they still can't kill maxes.
Yeah.
The Zoe was overpowered. I'm not getting off that, but I mean, they still can't kill maxes, and it's funny to me.
Anyway. All right, my bad is I tweeted about the Ip Man movie that the
you
new
didn't
one that
like it?
I hated it.
Oh, I thought it was good.
It was terrible, and the guy was just wrong. He didn't look anything like the original guy. Was awesome. This guy was older, and I don't know.
I
really
thought they did a really good job.
I really didn't like it.
Why didn't you like it?
It wasn't the same actor?
No, it
as the first two Hitmen?
No.
Oh, then screw that. I'm not watching
He's older. They have to
He
get
is
a different
older.
actor. It's like
They don't have to get different
It's at the
actors.
dying years of the dude's life. Have you seen pictures of real Ip Man? He's like frail and.
The only thing I liked about the movie is the end
When
when
they
they
played the
showed
video
actual
clip.
footage of him working the wooden dummy. And
Yeah.
I was like, oh, he is a badass. But
That
yeah,
one-
no, I
that
didn't
one
like
dummy didn't see what was coming. He ripped
thought it was
dummy
awesome.
apart.
Nah, I didn't really like it. I watched it Saturday night, and I was like, eh.
I'm gonna watch it tonight, and I'm gonna piss all over your.
You should watch it. Just
it's good.
You should watch The Man from Nowhere. Speaking of foreign films,
I already did.
The Man from Nowhere.
Good.
Sorry, I'm working my way through Attack on Titan right now.
Oh, that's good too.
Yeah.
You should go watch Treasure Planet after that.
It just came out on Netflix.
Attack on Titan's on Netflix now?
Yeah, it just came out on Netflix earlier.
I watched it on Hulu a while ago.
All right, this is Shock's time. Shock's time.
Good, bad.
I need a good and bad for PlanetSide. You can be more general since you're only on. You're a guest, and you're not. It's not just your week.
Oh, sure. So good. Gosh, there was so much good this week, I feel like. But good is that I'll do two goods. I started playing again. I took a break because I was a little burned out for about 2 weeks, and I started playing again, and I was having fun, so that's good. Another good was the All-Star game, which I expected to be bad. It ended up not being bad, so that was excellent. Bad is that Connery is being flooded with noobs because of day 9, and it's crashing the server. So, fix it, please. I'm actually liking the game again, and I don't want to hate it. So
I really have a hard time logging in myself. It's usually 1 in every 6 attempts I can get in.
Yeah,
Really?
So Connery is bad.
I didn't have any
Do you
issues.
think SOE was a part of him playing the game?
You know what? We debated about that for a long time.
Like, why did he conveniently pick the most popular? They should have put him on the most unpopular server.
I don't think they had anything that. Well, I don't know. Go.
Usually, I know he just plays a random game every Friday, so I don't know if SOE was a part of it or not. I mean, LaPerza being there probably was a little bit of a tell sign that maybe they were, but still, I don't know.
I think she joined after the fact, though, right? Like, he started playing and she joined in while he was playing. She heard about it.
He's day 9. He's like 10,000 leagues above LaPerza.
Yeah. Well, they do. I know Day 9 does a show with her. JP does or something every week. So
It's I think they do like a tabletop game show.
yeah. So I know they know each other. I mean, that could be where he came from for him playing PS2. Maybe she just mentioned it to him, but I don't know.
Who knows?
I'm just speculating.
I don't know. I'll tell you what though, that I know that on the other servers it's not nearly as much of a problem because my alts don't have the issue. But when I use my primary, I use my main. I like I said, it's like 1 in 6 chances that I get into Connery. It's very annoying.
Connery's bad.
Yeah, it's getting hammered right now. I don't know. I wish I understood from their infrastructure side why that was the case and why when you can't log into a server and it's a max pop, they don't have some sort of indication of that. You just crash the client. Like, what kind of horrible design is that? Like, not even to indicate that there's a population. It's the worst.
The queue does
design.
not work from the loading screen.
Like, what new player is like, I'm going to play on the day 9 server 9 times in, 9 tries. Like,
They just sit at 96%.
I'm pretty sure it's because the queue system in the loading screen is broken, but no one ever puts a bug report in because the game's so empty, there's never a queue at the loading screen.
Oh, no, it just doesn't make sense. Does not make sense to me. All right. Some Imprecision says PS2 also sponsors Axiom Esports. Is that the one for Total Biscuit? That's his esports team, right? I thought that was his. And I know that they made some sort of agreement a while back and that PS2 would sponsor his esports team. And I don't know. Like I said, PS4 MLG. All right.
He is listed on Axiom Esports.
Yeah, Total Biscuit's StarCraft team. They sponsors. Never mind. All right, mailbag.
Oh, it's a perfect morning. Great timing, the mailman's just coming.
Morning. Here's the mail. Big bag.
Must have been ready to get away. Very strange. What's the sticking sound? Going to take a look here in this bag of mail. Oh no!
Now you just open the Reachcast mail bag.
Who sings that? That's what I've been thinking the whole time.
It's a buddy of mine that does. He's actually the same guy that I told you that I have at work that tried to play the game and said he got murdered by a tank like immediately and gave up. It's the same guy. I told him to go for like a mailbag, but then like turn it into like the old Budweiser commercials, like Real American Heroes.
Oh yeah.
And that's like his rendition of that, basically, like the rip between those two. So
okay, I'm getting a kick out of him, as you can.
I mean, he enjoys his work. He does those things for shits and giggles, and that's like why he does these bumpers. That being said, let's go on Lana's call.
All hail the Duke of the Mans, the Dawn of Pawns, the Caesar of Meager, Captain of Crest, Boss of Thoughtless, Leader of Leeches, Emperor of Ego, Chief of Chafe, the Sultan of Spandex, the Prince of Purple, the Czar with no paw, King Pompous. Oh, well, thank you. Oh, what, am I supposed to speak to these people? No, get the fuck out of here. I'm gonna go, look at myself or ask people for free graphics cards. I don't have time for this. Jeez. Where's my station cash?
Oh my god, that was awesome.
You know, I haven't gotten a free graphics card yet.
Wow. Oh, that is fantastic. Mono wins.
I can't argue with any of it. It's all true. I mean,
My favorite part is the last 5 seconds. Where's my station cash?
Where's my station cash?
All right.
Holy shit.
All right. Next one's for Peeper's wife.
Hello, Reachcast. This is Peeper's wife here calling in about your discussion for the week. This one I'm excited about. I was very cheap in the past, and I never wanted to spring for the all-access pass. So this week I decided to dive into PlanetSide since I can beat Uber like Tommy now with all the extra Cert points. You know, Tommy from the 40 Deuce? So I thought I would be excited and be just like him. So now I'm trying PlanetSide 2, and I am happily running amok as a noob and loving every moment of it. So if you see a level 6 medic running around and shooting randomly and falling off cliffs, that would be me. I'm a proud new member of 40 Deuce, and Peepers loves laughing at me. So heck yeah, SOE, great job on letting me into the tons of fun games out there that you're offering. Thank you.
I hope she doesn't shoot me in the back.
That's who Tommy is.
I hope she has a better experience than Day 9. That's all I can hope.
All I could hear it was when she said running amok. All I heard is amok, amok, amok. Hocus pocus.
I don't know what you're talking about.
No.
The silence was a telling factor after that statement.
I think that movie came out before you were born, Tom.
Probably.
1993. How old were you in 1993?
I was 10.
Oh, yeah. So you didn't see Hocus Pocus.
My God, I was like 7.
Hopefully the chat room can back me up on that one. 1993 was the prime of my life.
You're like older than
from there.
Ray.
God, you are old.
1993, that was my second year in college. Oh, such great days.
I wish 93.
Stoned all the time, watching Hocus Pocus.
I was not stoned all the time.
Watching Hocus Pocus.
Yes, you were. You played Magic.
Just tripping ass.
Definitely stoned all the time.
I did not.
I'm picturing you right now tripping ass and watching Hocus Pocus. Like that's
playing Magic.
That's
playing Magic in '93.
Was that would have been Alpha? Or like
was that out?
1993. That was Alpha. You're absolutely right.
Ha
We got it at Gen Con.
I'm a loser. All right.
I got my Alpha deck from Gen Con with my wife got an Alpha Time Walk. I got an Alpha Mox Sapphire. Good times.
And then please tell me you sold those for money eventually.
Of course I did.
All right. Next call from Odin's Pride.
Hey guys, it's Odin's Pride from the Dread Legion, just calling in to thank you guys one and all for all of your hard work that you do for the community, and also for me specifically to say thank you for helping me out when my computer was stolen at MLG. I know you guys did some shout out for me and worked with the GoFundMe campaign, so I wanted to thank you for that and thank the community as a whole, and I thought this would be a great venue to do so. Wanted to give a shout out to you guys and say that money is on the way, so get excited. If anybody wants to donate to the GoFundMe campaign, it's still up, and any and all money that I receive from actually a while ago up until now is going straight to this show, the Reachcast guys, and helping them continue with the community clash. So thank you for all you do, guys. Thank you, community, and thank you, Dread Legion guys, for making my job the best job ever. Keep it up.
Cool. Thanks, man.
Yeah.
I think we paid for the software. We're like 3 months. We have 3 months of cash for the server each for the monthly charges for the server. So any extra money will just pay for. I need more months for the media server to do the show. So appreciate that, man.
We do appreciate it.
Yeah, I think it's like just under $60 a month. I think is for the media server and the software. So I don't know. If you guys want to contribute, feel free. We appreciate anything you guys give to keep running the show. That being said, one last call. I don't know if it can meet Tamano's quality or not, but here we go.
It's Tommy.
Hey, Reachcast, it's Tommy. Just want to let you know, Uncle Nox's mom and I have been taking care of him. Yeah, we've been feeding him and changing his bandages and giving him a bath for him and his mom to play a lot. She's always like, this is what you get for taking a girl home with a bigger Adam's apple than you. And not to mention you
That's where I cut it off because it got a little bit like over the top at the end, and that's like to the point where I'm sorry, Simon. There's no way in hell I'm playing the end of that call.
Why do you and your mom fight so much, Tom?
We don't.
That's
Louis from the 40 Deuce, by the way. I'm calling you out.
Something about Adam's apple and bringing women home from the bar.
Yeah, don't bring a woman home with a bigger Adam's apple than you. That's like life's
life learning lesson.
It's a life lesson right there.
Read your damn email.
We also got an email from Louis, and he says, SOE's initial changes to the membership system had me really scared. I'm BR100 with everything I need to play PlanetSide 2, so I was pretty pissed to find out they were going to force me to buy items monthly that I didn't need. With the new system, I'll be able to save up my station cash for new weapons items and future SOE titles, like I would have been able to with the old/current system. Props to SOE for reworking their initial plans and giving their subscribers what they wanted. I'll be playing EverQuest Landmark and Next. However, the last time I heard is they were not planning on adding memberships to those games. Maybe with this new system, they will change their minds. Beyond that, I didn't think I'll be going back to EQ2 or trying DCUO. I know Torkz is a huge Free Realms player, so it's possible I'll go hang out with him there. So I guess my answer to the community question is no, and I'll be playing EQL, EQN, whether they implement a membership program or not. Louis from the 40 Deuce.
Oh my
He's right, though. What are we doing before every show? Like, f***ing Torkz, get off the goddamn Free Realms.
Get off Free Realms.
Start supporting.
Do you want to talk about an addictive game? PS2's got nothing compared to Free Realms. Blows it out of the water for content.
How much money have you spent on Free Realms?
More than PlanetSide 2.
I thought so.
I don't even know what the that game is.
Way to ruin it.
I can only keep it up for so long when somebody asks me a single question. Oh, you know what that game is? All right. Contact them for the show, reachcastshow.com. Email is reachcastshow@gmail.com. You can call us each week, as these wonderful people did, and provide us so much humor. 415-787-3224. Steam doesn't matter. Show Twitter is at reachcastshow, and my Twitter is at Malphite was taken.
Noxia, Noxxia.
I'm at the Deringer. The Deringer.
The Deringer. Okay. What about you?
Oh, you know what we're not talking about? Everyone on here knows what we're talking about because everyone listening now, but we don't have Twitch up here anymore, even though we're doing live shows on Twitch.
I guess we should put it back on.
Twitch.tv/Reachcast for the people who have not been coming and watching our live shows.
Yeah.
Watching pictures of cats and Higby stomping out T-Ray.
Talking with the chat room about how horrible it is. We usually run around 10 CST on Mondays for the show. If you guys want to show up live, it's up to you. It's just a small whatever chat room community.
Speaking of the chat room, don't you have some thank yous to do?
I do. I'm gonna do those after Shock gives us his contact info and the outfit contact info and all that.
Oh, I'm just Shock_FC on Twitter, at Shock_FC, and then it's FCRW Gaming. That's the Future Crew Gaming Twitter, which I tweet from a lot as well. So,
and where can I go if I want to app Future Crew?
Oh,
I know, Darren denied.
You
you were in DPSO? Yeah, no.
Denied. Future-crew.net. We've let in 666 people before, so don't count yourself out.
All right. Thank yous for the chat room. Arctic Vector, B Postal, Deslicadar, Imprecision, Auto DSFB. I'm pretty sure you're new, man, so welcome. Peepers 42, Senor Blanco 42, Zero, Shock FC, absolutely, and Louis from 40 Deuce and Time Elude. Thanks for showing up, guys. Hopefully you enjoyed the show, and we'll see you guys next week. Take care.
That's right, Sergeant. You made the call. All right, soldiers. You've done a great job here today. Let's get our stuff and get the hell out of here.